Welcome back to my channel, guys. My name is Lola, and if this is your first time here, you are welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, love. On today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you things that you can do without, things that you don't have to invest your money on, things that you have substitutes for, so those are the things I'm going to be sharing. Please bear in mind that this is from my perspective. This is not any expert advice. You can go out and get these things and they may be useful for you. Other moms, and I will actually really love your opinions, please, other moms, let me know in the comments below if any of these things I'm going to be sharing today have been like super useful for you, like almost I cannot do without. Let me know. But from my perspective, these things I could have done without. They're nice to have, but they're not like compulsory. My son is 1 year old at this point. I kind of feel like this video should have been done earlier, but thinking about it again, I'm like, this is a good time actually to film this video because it's been a year, so I can tell you for a fact what was useful or what was useless, so to speak. So let's get into this particular item. I feel bad because I was gifted by my dear friend Angela. Thank you so much. I did use this, and I'll explain to you why I feel like I can do without this, or I actually have done without this for a couple of reasons. I used this in the very beginning of my son's life months. And I actually only used it on Sundays and at night, but not every night. So it's the bottle warmer. In fact, I really wanted this, and my friend was like, okay, I'll get it for you, because like I had everything, all the bottle sets. And if you've seen my must-haves, maybe whatever video, I talked about the Tommy Tippy Close to Nature bottle set that I got. That was like ultimate buy because it had everything I needed. I didn't need to buy anything extra. It had the teeth, it had the bottles, it had the insulated bottle carriers that would keep the food cold or warm or whatever temperature it was. It had breast pads, it had the sterilizing unit, it had everything that I needed. So I was like, the only thing I was missing was a bottle warmer, this. And she sent this to me all the way from Canada. The reason why you can do without this is because I feel like it's faster for you to have water boiled in a kettle or even in your flask. Like most moms always have this hot water flask that has hot water. Pour it in a cup and put the bottle in the hot water and the food gets warm, which is what this does. I feel like that is so much faster than bringing this out, except you already have this just plugged in with water in it, and every time you want to warm your bottle, it's just a switch you turn on and it works. I don't know, it wasn't very useful for me, again, because my son didn't take the bottle. Like, he was exclusively breastfed for 6 months. The only time we really used this was when I would express and take to church, and it was just like 2 hours or 3 hours at church, and I would warm the bottle when it was time for him to eat, and he would just take the bottle when he was still taking the bottle, which was his first 2 months. He stopped taking his bottle like in the middle of his 3rd month. He just stopped because I got lazy expressing and he wanted to be on the breast, directly. So we weren't doing bottle anymore. He didn't take bottle with breast milk. He didn't take bottle with formula. So this really became useless. I didn't use this. This will be useful, I guess, for a child that is actively taking bottle. But again, I feel like it's something you can do without. Another extra device you can do without. Your flask of hot water can do the same thing. You can even just boil water in your kettle and it would do the same exact thing. But again, I mean, like I said, if I had a child that was actively taking the bottle and I had this just set up maybe on the kitchen counter, and all I had to do was, pour the milk in his bottle, or take the milk out of the fridge and put the bottle in here. And again, most times you make the milk fresh with hot water, right? Or like, not hot water, but like warm water. That is what they would consume. So I don't know, but this let me know if you use this and it was absolutely the absolute best. I mean, again, I've explained to you why it wasn't really useful for me. My son didn't really use bottles, so that's the first one. Next item, baby powder, talc powder, or whatever. 1 year. This is where the powder is. I can tell you, I've only used this maybe like 3 times. I don't even know, 3 times, and it was just because let me just even use it. Let it not just be there. This to me is this I can tell you is useless. I'm sorry. Some people would swear by this, like they use this all day, every day. But I don't see its use. Like, what do I use this for? Is it for his diaper? We use a diaper cream. Even if you don't want to use the diaper cream, you can use Vaseline. You can use shea butter, Ori, for the diaper. For rash, no, this doesn't work on rash. You have to use actual what's it called, prickly heat powder, like powder that is made for rashes, because that has zinc and zinc oxide, which is what helps with the rash. I don't know what to just keep. So the times I used this, it was just like let him just have this soothing thing on his skin. I don't know, which once the baby's clothes, just swipes over it, it cleans off. Your prickly heat powder stays and does the soothing. Sincerely, I don't know the use of this powder. Please, somebody tell me. To me, this talc powder is absolutely, I don't want to use the word useless, but I didn't use this for anything. So many other replacements that I use for other things that can do what this could have done, which I don't even know what to do. Please let me know if you use this and what you use it for. Useless to me, useless. The next thing, this is not useless in itself, but to me is useless for the purpose which it was made for. Your breastfeeding pillow, this stuff that you put like that, I don't know if you guys can see, and you put the baby here to breastfeed. The reason why this was useless to me, sorry, I'm picking my nose. The reason why this was useless to me was because every time I put this and I put my son to breastfeed, I still have to use my hand. Like, I still have to use my hand to prop him, because I can't just put him to lay flat. I felt like, especially the early days when he was still very little, like they don't have as much control over their where you breathe, where your esophagus and your windpipe has the same entrance but different. I know I'm what I want to say, but I hope I'm saying it right. They have the same entrance, and that's why you can choke when you're trying to eat, because that's when the food goes, when they say the food goes in the wrong direction. So for the food not to go in the wrong direction for the babies when they're still very little, you can't lay them flat, at least in my opinion. I didn't feel comfortable just putting my son flat to feed, and because he was very little, I'll still have to prop this up if I wanted him to lay flat, and I was still using my hand. So like, to me, this was just useless. Like, I could literally just do without it and carry the boy like this and breastfeed him. Now, for me, I don't know, this didn't really, I hardly ever used it to breastfeed. Anytime I used it was just because, let me not just keep this thing here and let it waste, let me just use it, I don't know. At the hospital, when the lactation nurses were trying to help me put baby to the breast and all that, they would always give me this, and I just felt like it was so useless, like the hospital one. And there's even one that has like a back thing where it will keep your back straight so that you don't have to slouch. And because those few months when you just start, your back will be killing you until you get into the right, at least for me. Some people still complain of backache for the entire time, but for me it was just the first few months. But like, I think maybe my back got used to it, or I got into a position that was really good. So I don't know, I didn't use this for the purpose of which was used for. When he was about 3-4 months, when he could be propped up, this I'll put this and then put him to like not really sit, but like just relax on it. So this was useful for that, for him to relax. But for breastfeeding, as a breastfeeding pillow, nah fam, this is not, I don't know, for me I didn't use this as a breastfeeding pillow or whatever. If you even wanted to use pillow, you can use your regular pillow, but to prop him up and like sit him up, yeah, this was good. I don't even want to bring this out. This is a swaddle. Is it a swaddle? No, is it a swaddle blanket? No, not swaddle blanket. Is it a sling carrier? A sling carrier or something like that. Those things that you use. I'll probably insert a picture that you use to like you wrap around yourself and you put the baby in, and baby is so cozy and comfortable in it. I used this a few times when we were not in Nigeria, and it worked. It was nice. My baby was very comfortable in it, and yeah, it's good if you want to be hands free, if you know how to use this. I did watch a lot of videos, and then I got a hang of how to tie this around, and I enjoyed it the few times I used it. And he'll be very cozy, and my hands were free. I didn't have to be carrying him, because, and another reason is because I was scared to back him, because I felt like he's still too small. I don't want to like expand his legs, like I don't know, I had so many small, not fears, but just I'm not comfortable doing this, I'm not comfortable doing that, when he was still very little. So this got used abroad, because the weather was very cool. I could use it. But once we entered this Nigeria, first of all, it's black, and black generates heat. Then the heat in the atmosphere, like using this, I'll be so hot, the boy will be sweating. Like, I only used this once and never again. I just packed it up. I said, well, maybe for next baby, when we're not in the, if I'm not in the country or whatever, I'll be able to use this, or I'll send it to somebody that lives there. I don't know. But using this in Nigeria is just useless, because the heat, oh, useless in my opinion. If you ever use this sling carrier thing and you enjoyed it in Nigeria, except maybe you are sitting down in air conditioning all day every day, but I don't know, going out or using it, like, it was just useless. Okay, bye. Clothes. Now, in my opinion, from 0 to 6 months, shirts, useless. Shirts, t-shirts like this, useless, because they're still being carried a lot. By the time they start to crawl and they're kind of moving, it's not like you're not going to carry them, but they're kind of independent. They're moving on their own. Even sitting down, they're kind of independent a little bit, and they're sitting on their own and all that. But before they start to move on their own, to me, shirts are useless, because when you wear for the child, as you carry them, the thing is going up, you're trying to pull it down in every direction that you carry, in every direction that you carry the child, you're always trying to adjust the shirt, always trying to pull it down because the tummy is showing or something. And to me, it's just useless. Like, I only had a few, thank God, and they were actually gifted. They were not things I bought by myself. So, and I can tell you, we hardly wore them. In fact, there was one that came in a pack of 3. He wore only one. The remaining 2 never wore, and I just gave them out because To me, they're just useless. Like, I'd rather this any day, anytime. The ones, the body suits that clip underneath. Wear his shorts or his pants or her shorts or pants or whatever on this, and it's so much easier. Like, the clothes is not going up, it's not disturbing the child, it's not disturbing you. Either this, if it's, you know, like like shirts, yeah. For smaller babies, they come like this too. You know, the ones with collars, they come like this too. So get this instead. Don't get the ones that don't have the clip underneath. You can get the romper that comes with like shorts. They're like shirt and shorts together that clip under. You know, see, it looks like he's wearing a shirt and shorts, but they're together. Do you get what I mean? So to me, 0 to 6 months, until they start to crawl and move by themselves, and you don't have to carry them a lot. This is useless. This shirt, t-shirt, just like that. To me, was unnecessary, useless. I'll never buy it for my child. Just, you know. Next thing. Where's the other leg? I can't find the other leg of this one. Shoes. Till they start to crawl. Children don't need shoes. Did you hear me right? Till they start to crawl. Children don't need shoes. Waste of money. See this shoe? My son never wore it for one day. This is one of maybe 5 shoes that he never wore. 2 things. First of all, coronavirus, we were home all the time. We didn't go anywhere. Where's he wearing shoe to? And then even if we were not home all the time, even if we were going out, he would wear his socks because he's not moving anywhere. He's being carried, or he's in his car seat, or he's in his stroller. Although some of these shoes are called pram shoes, you know, just to look cute in the stroller, he has a shoe on. Maybe get 1 or 2 from 0 to 6 months till they start to crawl. Fine. But once they start to crawl, you can now start to buy, you know, what you need. And just a few, 1 or 2, you know. But before then, useless. I'm telling you, waste of money. The other thing is their legs. Like my son has a big feet for his, you know, I mean, it's cute. But the shoes I bought, like this shoe is 12 to 18 months. This shoe is 12 to 18 months. Size 3. My son now wears 4.5. 4.5 and 5. 4.5 and 5. Size 4.5 and 5. And he's 1. And this is supposed to be 12 months. So by the time he was like 8-9 months, this was just, you know, going to be tight. So basically, useless. So if you want to buy shoes before they start to move around, before they start to crawl, buy 1 or 2 that you can just wear for special occasions, even though they're not walking anywhere, they're just there in their pram, and his socks can do in their pram, and his socks can do that. But if you must have, by all means, you know, buy 1 or 2. If not, useless. I'm telling you, this you never wore. This is one of many that he never wore. So shoes, the other thing. The next thing is this. I don't know what this is. Like, I don't know what to call this, but it was actually gifted, and I thought I saw it online, and when I saw it before we were even giving it as a gift, I was like, oh, this is really good to help them sit down, you know, when they start to learn to sit, like 5.5 months, 6 months, some kids 7 months. This is a really good thing, you know. Their legs are supposed to enter here, and then, you know, they are sitting. But brethren, this is so useless. Let me tell you what happened. The boy almost toppled over like this. Like, he was sitting like this. You would think that it's so relaxing, you know, it's so soft, like they just, nope. The thing almost toppled him over. He almost toppled over. It's actually more dangerous than useful. So this, please, you see it online and looking nice, is not this particular one. There's some that are made like chairs, like a high chair. That is fine. That they even come with like some strap thing, you can strap the baby. That's fine. But this particular one, I'm sorry, it was gifted, but we'll never ever use it. Never. This next one that I'm going to show you, and it's the last one, is a little bit controversial, and it's the walker. It's the walker. Now, my son used this. I'm not going to lie, he used this, but we could have done without it. I said I'm going to tell you some things you can do without. We could have done without it. And you know those walkers that they sit in and they walk around, that people always say, oh, put him in the walker, he'll walk fast. From research, it has shown that those things actually slow them down. They don't actually help them walk. So I never got that, even though my dad and my parents pushed me, get it for him, even if he's not using it to learn to walk. It would help you, because you won't be too you won't have to always like watch him 247. You know he's there and he can just move around, and because the thing is wide, it's kind of protective, because he's not going to be able to come out of whatever. But from research, to me, even my husband wanted to get it. He was like, oh, let's get it. I was like, see, you can get it too, it's your money, but I'm probably never going to use it for him. So yeah, we never got it. This was also gifted. Would I have bought this with my money? Yes, I was actually planning to buy this, because this comes off, and we started using this from when he was even like 6 months, when he started sitting. Because you see all these things, there are good sensory games and things for him to play with. So we used just that part for a very long time for him. He still plays with it. And then when he started moving, holding table, trying to walk, standing on his own, we started giving him this to like push. Although it's not something you can just give them, let them just go. No, you have to be there, because it's dangerous. They can fall over it, fall on it, or whatever. So it has to be used with supervision. Could I have done without it? Yes, I could have done without it. My son is walking, and he started walking like walking well, like 2 weeks to his birthday. But he started moving like from when he was 10 months, like standing on his own without holding anything. And we didn't use this like to help him do that. He basically did that by himself. So could I have done without it? Yes. But did I want to buy it? Yes, I actually planned to buy it even if I wasn't gifted. But I'm just telling you that you can do without it. Your child will walk without a walker, and research has shown that. And so I have come to the end of this video. If there are any things that I shared that you thought were absolutely useful for you, you couldn't have done without it, please let me know down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.